Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. And today, I always announce the day because I'm counting. And today is July 10th, 2020, which for me, maybe for you too, means day 116, period. When I started this out, I naively thought, well, I'm going to do one every day, one to challenge myself, and two, because I really want to contribute to what's going on with all of us together. Well, let me tell you, boy howdy, 116 days was not part of my plan. However, I am going to stick with it. You, I, all of us stick with things when we've made a challenge and we follow through on it. And sometimes we just don't question it. We just say, just do it. You said you were going to, just do it. So here I am, here you are. I am feeling very safe, very healthy, and happy. And I know that's kind of an odd thing to say with so many people going through so much that they are. I'm very grateful to be able to say that. I am grateful every day to be alive. And I am hoping that you are keeping safe and healthy and have a moment or two of joy that you can share with those around you. Well, I don't know about you. I have noticed a pattern with people that I am talking with clients, with myself. This subtle little pattern, and it's kind of building layers until I really began to notice it. And one of my clients called, and she has this neighbor that has 2 Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas were bred for, among other things, to be guard dogs, little guardians. Well, these Chihuahuas, I understand, are super active, hyper vigilant little creatures. And they always bark. And she and I just talk about what's going on. We have our phone session, or before this, we would have our couch sessions in my office. And rarely would the Chihuahuas come up, every once in a while. Well, this phone call was all about the Chihuahuas. Now, this is not somebody who ordinarily blows things out of proportion or whines or complains. She's real, she's human, and she has a life, and we mostly talk about decisions that she wants to make about that life, about her business, about her family, about herself, about friends, career, whatever is going on with her at the time. And the whole time was spent talking about those 2 Chihuahuas. And about midway through, I asked her what had shifted. That the people have had these 2 Chihuahuas for, I'm going to say forever, as long as I have known my client, which has been a long time. And my client said, I'm not sure. And I said, well, how was the rest of your other parts of your day? And she said, well, I think they were fine. And then I said, well, walk me through it. So she walked me through it. There was nothing big, nothing, most of the customers were just fine. Staff's doing well from home now. Business is not as active as she would like, and she said she felt very lucky that they were holding their own in their business and had found ways to pivot and add new value to their customers so that the things they couldn't serve in from the past, they have now recreated, reinvented, and added for the future. So she's doing really well with that. And then as she was walking me through it, I said, she paused and I said, okay, tell me what happened during that pause that you just made. And she said, well, what happened is that my son came in the middle of one of my meetings 4 times in a row. And she said sometimes he wanders in and he'll wander back out, or he'll just sit down and do his computer game or something while I'm working. And this time, each of the 4 times he came in, and right in the middle of the meeting, he says, I'm bored. And the people she was talking with kind of laughed because fortunately they had kids. They got it right away. And then I said, okay. And then she went on with her day. And then she said that she had one conference call that had been set up quite a while ago, and there was a really poor connection. It was in another country, and really poor connection. And the call would drop, or it would be so filled with static they couldn't understand each other. So they would close down, call back, same thing. And I said, has that ever happened before? And she said, all of this has happened before. And we went on through her day, and nothing big, as I said, nothing big that she could find, just these little pesky minor things that ordinarily she would adapt to, she would include in her day, and it would be okay. And then she said in the middle of all of that, the dogs would not stop barking. And I said, well, is that new? And she said, no, sometimes they will bark for quite a while before the owners do anything. And I said, so in fact, nothing has really changed that much. And I said, I'm going to offer, and check me on this. I always like for my clients to check in with themselves. I may be off base. I maybe didn't get it. Usually I'm pretty good, and I just like us to work together. And so I said, I'm going to offer that what you have is it's micro-stresses. So it's not big stressors, major traumas, blow-ups or anything. What it is these little things, just little eyelash things, little pesky things, little minor things, except if they happen often enough in a row, if enough of different ones happen in a certain length of time, those micro stressors will cause the same kind of mental, physical, and emotional and spiritual fatigue that a big one will. And what happens is part of our energy is just kind of pushing them down, shoving them away, putting them in the back. And I'm offering to you that if there is a day when you start feeling irritable, you start feeling a little exhausted, impatient, and just kind of want to pull the covers over kind of day or walk out, that you might take a look and check, are there big stressors going on? If not, take a look at your day-by-day minute record of that entire time. And I am willing to offer to you, and like my client, you check me on this and see if you had a series of micro-stressors. Maybe you kept trying to make a call and the person didn't answer. And then when you finally got through, it said the mailbox was full. Or maybe you tried to call a company or organization to do some kind of business, or maybe it was a personal business thing that you were trying to accomplish. And suddenly you get this notification that they're offline doing something, and you were right in the middle of something. It was nothing big. You can go back. You didn't lose any information. You didn't lose any files. You just couldn't put a period at the end of the sentence. You just couldn't close the door. You couldn't put a check mark. Just felt like things had 3 dots. Those micro-stressors count a lot, and they add up. They're ones that we really can't plan for. They're special cause, not common cause. And so just honor them. Just honor yourself and say, okay, I know on the short term, this doesn't make a big deal, that doesn't. And if you add all the little smaller deals, they add up to what feels like a big deal at the end of the day. So, since we can't plan for them, I'm going to offer that you and everyone else honor them by noticing, oh yeah, there was this, and there was this, and there was this. Be generous and kind with yourself that you don't get to check everything off. And know that there is the next day, and that maybe you have to rinse and repeat something, and it doesn't mean that you have to fall apart, or that you were a failure, or that you have to let those micro-stressors get any bigger than they are. So honor yourself. Honor that the day maybe wasn't humongously ragged, and it did have some little loose threads along the way. That's just information to let you know that micro-stressors count, and you count, and come back tomorrow, and we'll talk some more. Click subscribe, leave me a comment, and know that I will be watching for you tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now.